Greetings, YouTube. Today we're taking a look at the QSP Parrot. Here is the box. Better knife, better life. I concur. And here is the sticker with the little word Parrot right there in the corner. Get that out of the way. So here is the knife in question. It is not a large knife. Let's turn the scale on first, James. 88 grams, so it's not all that heavy. It has, obviously this is pink. It's available in a number of different colors, and pink was one of them. And I don't own a pink knife until now, so I thought that was pretty interesting. I would have the opportunity of owning a pink knife. It isn't a particularly large knife, as you can see here, though. It is just barely a full 4-finger grip. Nice thing about this, it has a reversible pocket clip. Hey, it's the 21st century. We can have reversible pocket clips, and they did go and do that. It has a lanyard hole, but it is on the tiny side. We have an open construction, which means that it's easy to keep clean, and 2 standoffs, both of which have been sculpted, which is nice. Fit finish on this is excellent. There's no burrs on this, and there's no sharp bits except for the parts that matter. It has dual thumb studs, so again, because this is a reversible pocket clip, this thing becomes universal for opening, though it is a liner lock, which is designed for a right-hand person, though I can open and close it with my left hand, and I'm sure a southpaw will be able to do a far better job than I can. So let's get this puppy open. Whoops, sorry, again, there we go. It's a little awkward because at the angle I'm at. And that's one of the reasons I picked this up, because I really liked that very simple, straightforward blade shape. And here we have the QSP logo. Do they have anything else on here? Yes, they do. I cannot, there's a code in there. I think that may be the blade. Nope, that says 440C, my mistake. So that's just telling you the steel involved. Obviously not the best high quality steel, but the edge out of the box was and it wasn't horrible. It could use some improvement. And we have a full flat grind, and I like the transition into here, and here they did a nice job with that. And there is the tiniest little sharpening choil. It is just a cutest little devil in there, so you can get the edge to come right down all the way. Just a very straightforward, simple design, available in different colors in case you are not interested in carrying a pink knife. The clip, not overly strong, so it came in and off my pocket easily, but strong enough to stay in place. Not deep carry, so it comes all but about there. And because of this shape and these 2 bolt heads, it's very easy to get it out of your pocket without an issue. There is no movement in either direction on this puppy, and you have about a 40% lockup, I think. Yeah, 35-40% lockup. Again, it's a liner lock. Smooth action. There we go. Now I've got the angle right. Now, the downside to this knife I found is that I can flick this. The distance between here and here gives me enough, when I apply the force here quickly, it opens up quite nicely. Sometimes you'll find that the position of a thumb stud is not well suited to the leverage it offers, but this does. However, this cutout in here, which is on both sides, again, because it's very approachable to a right-hand or left-hand person, is so small, I have a really difficult time getting my finger. I find this uncomfortable. I really do. I don't find that comfortable at all. It works, and particularly now that I've used it and played with it, I've worn it in a smidge. But when I took this out of the box, that was even more difficult. I find that it just feels very cramped. I mean, it's not. I know it's not a big knife, but it just feels cramped. Whereas the thumb flick works beautifully every time and is very comfortable. So that's the method I use on this. It is also the method I use on most thumb stud knives if they have a decent action, just because it's a heck of a lot faster. And though I do like the fact that the thumb studs have a nice dome on top, because when you're using that with your thumb, the pad of your thumb, it acts like a little ball bearing. It just it turns on the surface of your skin quite comfortably. So the Parrot is a nice little design, and I think it kind of makes me think of, like, a parrot beak in some ways. So the Parrot, I think, is a good name for this. And in case you want a pink knife, you can have one. And I happen to find the QSP quality overall is quite decent. I've owned I own a few of their knives, and I have not been disappointed. And there's nothing really negative on this particular knife, other than the fact that I find this cutout to be a little shallow. But that's just me. Maybe other people will have different. If you have small hands, this could be a perfect size for you. And admittedly, if they may be aiming the pink knife at the feminine market, which women tend to have smaller hands, so they could be doing that intentionally. This whole knife could be aimed at a demographic that doesn't want a big clunky knife in their pocket, and I get that. I don't much like carrying knives that have more than a 3.5-inch blade myself, because I don't want this big honking thing in my pocket. I don't need it. They tend to be too wide, they're too long, they're too heavy. This is light, fits in your pocket, you don't lose a lot of real estate in there. It works admirably. I just find this to be ergonomically not the best when it comes to opening it with my thumb pad, but it pops open with my thumbnail without an issue. So this has been the QSP Parrot. I hope you found it useful.